I will not talk.
We'll make sure that, well, you're going to talk eventually. Right. Okay, here we are. I'm sorry for that jabber before we got started. This is another edition of Synchro-seekers, coming to you from Synchronicities in Hamilton on Ottawa Street. Today I have Sue Gunter with me. Sue is one of the talented artists whose work is on display and available for sale in the store. You can see a couple of pieces behind me. There's the 3 dogs. We've got the sheep, and also if I move over, we've got the cow's night out, and you'll see another sheep picture. Here we go. This is a style of art called Whimsy art. It's really quite colorful and fun. I'll let Sue tell you a little bit more about Whimsy art.
Well, whimsy art is really just a term that's used for art that is whimsical and delightful, and I don't think that it's unlike a lot of other art where you're trying to have a statement and trying to do something profound. It's really just delightful, cheerful art that makes people feel happy. And I started making it when my grandson was born for something for his room, and I found that everybody was responding so much to the colors and just the images that they were asking me to make things, and I just kept going, and that was 4 years ago, and now that's exclusively what I do is do stuff in this whimsy style and do very well with it.
And delightful was a wonderful way to describe this. Like Sue said, she started making it for her grandson, thinking it would be for his room. But when people look at it, because of the colors and because of the fun feeling in the pictures, people are inclined to think, well, I'd kind of like this in my hallway or my bathroom or my kitchen or just about anywhere in the house, because it makes them feel good. It has that delightful feeling to it that makes people feel happy. There are also a few pieces in the store that have a more grown-up theme. We have a bouquet of flowers, and we have a road going through some autumn trees, which are definitely a little bit more grown-up, but still have that whimsical, fun feel about them in beautiful, delightful colors. They're all very fairly priced for original art, which is unusual to see something as well priced as this is. And I think that's because Sue's kept them on fairly small canvases. It makes it affordable for everyone. So come in and have a look at them. I think you're going to find them delightful just like we do. Now, Sue is also a gemologist, and she has quite a talent. She creates talisman jewelry specifically for people. These are custom pieces, and I'll let Sue... Boy, I'm stumbling. Sorry about that. I'll let Sue show you a piece and tell you a little bit more about the talisman jewelry.
Well, this is an example of one of the pieces that I make. I do various styles. This one has predominantly dambrite and moldavite, which are really high vibration stones. I am a gemologist, and have had an interest in gems since I was a little tiny kid. They draw me in and speak to me in ways that when I'm talking with people, different stones will come to my mind, and so I work intuitively, but I also followed it as a passion as an adult. I wanted to learn more about them, so I know academically all about gemstones, but I also know about the metaphysics. I have learned as an adult about the metaphysical aspect of gemstones, and I've found that gemstones really do respond, people and gemstones respond to each other, and it's really very fascinating. And I test people's chakras. I've learned how to test people's chakras, which relates to color, and as an artist I totally bought into that, because it totally makes sense to me that the chakras all relate to the spectrum, and the spectrum relates to the earth, and the earth relates to rocks, and so the whole thing to me makes perfect sense. And so what I do is I then test people's chakras and decide with their intent of what it is they would like to have, and then I create a piece, also again with what sort of interest they have in mind. If they want something larger and showy or something tiny and petite, I try and work with those the thoughts in mind when I do produce something. And I've had very good results. But again, the person themselves has to be involved in it. It's not something I just make and it's magic. The client has to be totally involved and be prepared to do. There's some homework that's involved with it.
So these are definitely custom pieces for each individual.
Absolutely.
For anyone who feels the subtle energies, you will definitely feel the energy that comes from the different stones that Sue uses in these pieces. But even if a person doesn't feel the subtle energies, I believe there's still vibrational energy coming from the pieces that will help in a person's
Oh yes,
healing.
I've had total skeptics work just for fun. I made some pieces for some friends of mine that were just totally skeptical about the whole thing, but I said, well, let me make one for you just to see. And I found that even despite them, what it does is it sets them on the path. I kind of classify the gemstones as little water wings, and they help to support you on the path of where you want to go. And what they do is, even unbeknownst to you, as long as you're working with your intent, they do help. And I've found that even down the road, they may go, ah, there you go, didn't work. But down the road, you'll find that their intent has then come to fruition,
right,
because they weren't aware of it, but they took choices and they took paths that then led them to where they want to go. And then later on, they did attribute, oh yeah, I guess
there you go. They recognize the benefit. If you're interested in Sue's artwork or her jewelry, please stop by the store and talk to us or have a look at the pieces. If you specifically are interested in the jewelry, Sue will be here for our solstice celebration on June the 20th from 4 until 9 p.m. She will be talking to you about the Talisman jewelry, and there will be questionnaires to fill out for anyone who's interested in having a custom piece done. Thanks for joining us today on Synchro-seekers, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.